What is up, guys? So today I'm going to talk about the rave scene. Now, the rave scene was absolutely amazing. By far the best time of my life, easily. Now, I ended up getting addicted to heroin and going down a really bad path. Half my life in prison, living on the streets. Terrible time. But before that was the rave scene, and the rave scene was just beautiful. It was brilliant. And what we used to do is we used to go to Donnie Warehouse, we'd go to Destruction in Howden on a Friday, Donnie Warehouse Saturday, sometimes we'd go to the Uprising in Sheffield, Hacienda, we used to go there, and it was just a brilliant time. There was also a little nightclub in Doncaster called, I think it was Visage back then, and it wasn't a rave, they just used to, for half an hour of the night, they would play like cheesy rave songs, like Two Unlimited, things like that. And you would get like really posh businessmen that are drunk, and they'll hear this Two Unlimited song, and they'll jump on the dance floor with the silk shirts on, and they'll be going, no, 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 no. And think that we used to call them plastic ravers, cheesy quavers. But yeah, it was like a little nightclub. It wasn't a rave though. But the best rave for me was the Donnie Warehouse. Donnie Warehouse was brilliant. People used to come from all over England to go to Donnie Warehouse. It was that good. Brilliant atmosphere. Really good DJs. Carl Cox used to come. Easy Groove. DJ Clarkey. Stu Allen, there was the resident DJs. People used to come from Liverpool, Manchester, and everybody was best mates just for that one night, And what we used to do, we used to meet up in town, and you could go to a rave on your own if you wanted. I used to go with one of my old schoolmates because that's how friendly it is. Everybody was just best mates for that one night, and we used to meet up in town, and I used to knock about with the Maltby crew, all different people. And we used to meet up in Donny Town Centre and walk over the bridge to the warehouse. And as we were going over there, bright colours, luminous colours, hats on, some of them had whistles. It was brilliant. And as we were going over there, we would walk past people going to town, drunk, falling over, growling at us. And we kind of like looked down on them, I suppose you could say, because we knew we were going to this amazing world. Like a completely different world where everybody was best mates just for one night. Everybody was loved up, and they were going to town probably to try and fight someone, or try and get into some woman and have sex, and we were going to somewhere totally different. It was like a magical kingdom, I suppose you could say. And we used to walk over there, and I never forget that feeling, like as we were getting closer, just the pills would start coming up, and you could hear the do do do, the MC and the DJ as we're getting closer, and then we're in the queue, and can't wait to get in there. And it like Donnie Warehouse was absolutely amazing. It was like, it doesn't look that big from the outside, but when you get in there, it seems massive, And we'd be in the queue, and it was £10 for just like a normal night, like I say, a couple of DJs would come down, and you'd have all the residents like M Zone, who else? DJ Speed and 007, Easy D and Rush, and then you'd get like two guest DJs, like I say, like Stu Allen and DJ Psy or something like that, and then you'd have like resident MCs like MC Nats, JD Walker, and then you'd get guest MCs like Robbie D, and it was just really, really good night. It was a tenner if it was just a normal night, and 15 if it was a live PA. A live PA is a live, like they'll do like a song live, with all the pianos, keyboards, and microphone. And I remember Rat Pack, they were brilliant. They came on and they did that song. I was standing in the corner, searching for my Rizzler. He had some marijuana. It was just, it was amazing. And you'd get in there, you'd see all the local faces, and like I say, everyone was best mates. You could talk to anyone you wanted to. You'd tell them your life story, and women would just come up, sit on your knee, and you could put your arm around them, and it was really good. Everybody was best mates just for that one night. And I remember even the drug squad couldn't believe it, you know, because they stood out a mile away. They'd all be like eating an hamburger with a bomber jacket on, and I remember one of them was, because there's like a hole in the floor upstairs in the warehouse, and you could see everyone dancing and the DJ, and you can just look down. And I remember the drug squad bloke looking up and saying, I can't believe it, there must be 1,000 people here and they're all having a brilliant time. And that's what it was like. It was just such an amazing time. And when I had my first E, it was a snowball, and it was way too strong for my first E, but we couldn't break it in half because it was a sphere shaped, so we had to have a full one. But I never forget that atmosphere, you know, the feeling of coming up when you're on a pill, and you could just walk around and everybody would be shaking hands, and you could tell everyone your life story. And the feeling, I struggle to watch it now because it was such an amazing time, and I know it's gone, you know, and I can't have it back. So I struggle to watch these old rave videos now because I just get emotional. But, you know, I'll never forget being on the dance floor or the stage. You look up, there'll be the DJ on the decks, and then in front of him would be the MC. And the thing I always think about when I think back to it is like everybody would be like just off their head, you know, gurning and smiling and dancing, and then like there'd be a build up, you know, like the song would be going bow down 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 down, and then as soon as the bass hits, it's like everybody starts stomping. It's fucking, it's amazing. I'm getting goosebumps now just thinking about it. But yeah, we used to go there, and you could just walk around, go and sit in the chill out room. They used to have the big bean bags where you could just flop out on them, and I remember they used to have TV on as well. They played the Nigel Benn Chris Eubank fight was on one night, and everybody was off their head watching it. Like, go on, Ben. I think it ended in a draw, but everybody thought Nigel Benn had won. And yeah, you could like the pills back then were 15 quid each, which sounds a lot, but you really only needed one, and they were really good pills. Like now, I hear people having like 4 or 5, but you couldn't have 4 or 5 of them. And yeah, you just go in there and it'd be like a totally different world. And then you'd be on the dance floor, then you'd go and sit in the chill out room, then you'd go outside, sit on the double decker bus, and which is always surreal. People just smoking weed, sat on a bus at a rave. It's like, wow. And they used to have these like wooden bobbin things, there'd be people dancing on them, and you'd go up the stairs, there'd be people stomping on the stairs. And it was just an amazing, I feel sorry for people that missed it, if I'm honest. But yeah, it was one of the best times of my life. And then it's like the night would just flow by, you know. It'd be like one minute you just coming in, and then boom, it's time to go home. And the MC Nats was always brilliant, you know. He did like his own little show. I think he's still going now. He'd do his own little show on stage, you know. He'd be like 5, 6, 7, kick it, and do a big kick in the air, and everybody would be chum on, dig, and everybody's buzzing and dancing, and you get some really good DJs as well. I remember a couple of times like jungle DJs would go down, and they didn't really like that in the warehouse. The warehouse was more like bouncy techno, you know, that's what everybody wanted to hear. And then you'd be there, and in no time, it's time to go home, you know, and the MC will say, right, this is the last one for the night. And you'd be like, oh, fucking hell, gutted because the night's over. And then as everybody's coming out, you walk outside, the lights, you're like vampires. No, the light. And everybody who looked awesome in there, you come outside and they all look fucked. We used to call it Moshington Peed. Say, fucking hell, look at him, he's Moshington Peed. And everybody looks really white and just fucked. And then I used to go home, walk home, you'd still be buzzing on the way home. And then you'd get home and just go to bed, and then you would go through your normal week, you know, going to work or doing whatever you've got to do just to make it to that weekend again. You used to live for the weekend, you know. It was just an amazing time, and all those people that were there know exactly what I'm talking about. It was it was beautiful. And I've still got friends that I used to go to raves with. But yeah, those are memories that no one can take away. And like I say, it was by far the best time of my life, and it'd be brilliant if they could bring it back, you know, and maybe other people could experience it. I know they still do the Warehouse. I went a few years ago. It wasn't the same. It was all right, but it wasn't, you know, there was more people growling and people wanting to fight and stuff like that, whereas there was none of that when I was going. But yeah, that was around, I'd probably say 1993, 94, I don't know exactly. And yeah, Donnie Warehouse. Destruction were good as well in Howden. They always had really good music in Howden. I don't think it was as good as the Donnie Warehouse, but it was really good. And it wasn't as big as well. It was a lot smaller at Howden. But the one thing that was always brilliant was the atmosphere. You know, it didn't matter where you went, everybody was best mates just for that one night or one weekend, whatever. And everybody just used to live for the weekend, you know. And yeah, I feel sorry for those that missed it. But anyway, that's the video for today. If you like this video, press the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Mange too.